Hey guys, it's JW again. I just got to the elementary school. I just finished another video talking about the basketball god and how you don't mess with him. But I just figured I'd jump on for another video because it's not often I get to both locations where I have a little bit of time and I can make a video. So today's the day. Might as well take advantage of it, right? It's a beautiful day up here on the New Hampshire border in New England, and it's about 75 degrees. The leaves are blowing around a little bit, so it's a little breeze. But other than that, it's perfect. You know, the leaves all of a sudden changed. I don't know about where you're from, but it's been late this year. I don't think I don't know what the deal was. Whether we didn't get enough cool nights to color up the leaves, but it didn't seem as colorful as it usually does. Up here in New England, where, I shouldn't say where, but the states are pretty proud of their foliage, and it attracts a lot of tourists and visitors, and they do have some spectacular color up around what's known as the Kancamagus Highway up in New Hampshire. It's always been one of the best places in the universe, as far as I could tell, to see the changing of the seasons and the fall foliage. And I remember when I was younger, my wife and I would drive up there quite a bit and we'd have dinner up there. There was fall's a great time of year anyway, but in New Hampshire it's especially nice. They had a turkey farm up there, restaurant and turkey farm. And, you know, early November, late October, we'd go up late, you know, mid to late October, and sometimes we'd even go more than once, sometimes in November as well. And you get that little pre-turkey feast, you know, that pre-Thanksgiving feast. And we used to enjoy it. It was called Hart's Turkey Farm. And they had real good turkey dinner. You get the whole thing from soup to nuts. It was reasonably priced, and it tasted kind of like home cooking. And we used to have fun doing that. So fall in New England is a great time. And of course, every 4 years, and I've discussed this in another video, previous video, that, you know, I was pretty heavily involved in politics, including working several political campaigns. And so every 4 years, that kind of adds to the excitement of fall. Fall's exciting to begin with, you know, pumpkins and, like I said, foliage and the beautiful weather. We usually have Indian summer type weather, which is, you know, those what I refer to as the bonus days in October. They're just spectacular. The solar sun is blinding. It's so strong, I mean. And, you know, it's just such a bright, beautiful day, blue skies, a few white puffy clouds, and just absolutely lovely day. So, you know, it's worth the trip if you ever get a chance to come up here in New England this time of year. Take a ride up to New Hampshire or Vermont or any of the New England states. You can't go wrong with the foliage. But New Hampshire is my favorite. Like I said, this place called the Kancamagus Highway. And if you're really adventurous, go up to the White Mountains and see some beautiful scenery up there as well. And yeah, New England's a great spot. It's a four-season location. If you're a skier and you love the winters up here, because usually if you get a decent winter, the skiing's usually spectacular. And I know it's not as great as some of the places out west in Colorado and places like that, but it's still pretty damn good. And yeah, so and of course it's every 4 years the election comes, and as I mentioned the other day, all the signs are out there, and kind of get a feel for who is backing who. And you know, usually I mentioned earlier on another video that I live in a very liberal Democrat town, so you expect to see, you know, the Democrat candidate signs probably 5 to 1 of Republican signs. But this year it's kind of very kind of quiet. I think I'd say I normally see on this ride over, it's about a mile from the middle school to the elementary school that I work at, and I'd say I used to see maybe, 20, 25 signs probably 20 Democrat signs and 5 Republican signs. This year, maybe 3 Democrat. I haven't seen any Republican. I saw some on the other side of town, but not here. Usually, also, when you see a Trump sign, it takes, I think, living in this town anyway, or anywhere in a liberal state or city, it takes, I don't want to say courage, but it takes a little bit of guts to put a Trump sign in front of your house. You might be risking some vandalism, or even on your car, maybe more so on your car. You know, you park your car somewhere and you go to work. If, say, you park in Boston somewhere and go to work, you could come out and find a flat tire or worse. So it does take a little bit of courage to do it. And I find when there is a Trump sign up, it's usually very big, because the person who put it up there has probably big cojones to do it, if you know what I mean. And but anyway, today, like I said, I only saw the Harris wall signs on my way over today. But I'm getting a vibe. You know, I get this, what I call the supermarket vibe. I go to this supermarket. I go to a couple different supermarkets, but one in particular serves a lot of takeout food. They have hot foods and subs you can purchase. And so they attract a lot of workers, construction workers, telephone workers, you know, laborers who go in there at lunch or even later, and they buy the subs or the hot meals, because it's not only pretty good, it's also fairly reasonable. So it attracts that type of crowd, blue-collar workers. And I remember when Trump won in 2016, I knew he was going to win because I was at this supermarket that I was just saying has the food, and there were all these construction workers there, and I saw a couple of construction workers there. A lot of them wear their hard hats because they were on the job right nearby, and they just walk in and get their lunch or whatever. And I saw several of them with Trump stickers on their hard hats, which I'd never seen before, you know, because union guys tend to vote Democrat because the union leaders tell them that Democrats favor unions more than Republicans. I think back in the day that probably was true. In fact, I'm pretty certain it was. My father was a Teamster, so he used to say, you know, whether I like the candidate or not, I got to vote for him because he'll be more kind to the union than the other guy. And that was always the feeling. But I don't think that's true anymore. I think union people are like everyone else now, and they just want what's best for the economy and what's best for their wallet, and so they tend to vote for a candidate based on how it's going to affect them rather than how it's going to affect the union or their job. Union jobs are pretty safe nowadays, especially in a liberal state like Massachusetts. If you're a union Teamster or a construction worker, your job is pretty darn secure, and they make good money, so they can, you know, I'm sure the union leadership still tells them, and in fact I know they tell them to vote Democrat, because they will generally, most unions will support the Democrat candidate, although this year the Teamsters union is supporting Trump. So, you know, there's a lot of feeling in the air, and the feeling I'm getting is that the same feeling I got in 2020 when he was a real long shot. I mean, Hillary Clinton, I think one of the betting sites projected her to win 93% projection to win. So that's almost unbeatable. And this year, I think he's doing pretty well on the betting sites. But I still get that feeling that this year he's going to win. And I don't know your politics. I don't care. That's your business. But I just look and see what I feel, and I judge it by the signs I see and by things like construction workers getting their lunch, and I hear them talking too. They're not necessarily talking about politics, but they're talking different. You know, they're talking like economy, stuff you don't expect to hear from them. Instead of them talking about the game last night, I hear them, you know, talking about, you know, remember last year, we used to get 2 of these subs for $7. Now it's 2 for $11 or something. And so, you know, I think a lot of people are feeling the pinch. and I think they feel Trump, being a business guy or whatever, is probably better suited to fix the economy than, say, Harris would be. So it's going to be interesting to see, but that's my unscientific prediction based on hearing a few construction workers talking, seeing a few signs in a 1 mile radius. Very unscientific, as you can imagine. But yeah, so again, I'm just enjoying this weather. It's been an unbelievable fall. Fall up here in New England, like I say, is always nice, but it's been spectacular this year. We've had 4 or 5 days in a row that have been just perfect. I mean, perfect. Today's almost perfect. It's a little bit breezier than most people probably would like, but other than that, like I say, 74 degrees, sunny, bright sunshine, blue skies, puffy clouds. So if you're ever in the area, and if you're up around the New Hampshire border, send me a message. I'll meet you for a cup of coffee. And it's always good jumping on with you folks. Talk to you soon, and have a great day.